Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Wanted to do a quick review impressions video on Frank Henenlotter's Brain Damage. This is the new re-release of the Blu-ray, which is a single disc Blu-ray. I believe the previous one had a nice slipcover, which I really don't care about, and a DVD, which again, I really don't care about. So this just got re-released. It's, like I think $25 roughly in America. This is the UK region free version because it was much cheaper. So it's released by Arrow Video. So if you haven't seen any of Frank Henenlotter's films, he does these sleazy, usually dirty, weird films with strange concepts and interesting ideas. So he has done Frankenhooker, which is about a hooker that is made up of parts of different hookers, like body parts, like Frankenstein. He had done Basket Case, which was about this guy who had his Siamese twin, or conjoined twin, cut off of him, and it's like a little monster that lives in a basket that the guy walks around with. So he has like very interesting ideas for his movies. The only movie I didn't like that I've covered on this channel is Bad Biology. I thought that was just in poor taste and not really my cup of tea. So, Brain Damage stars this character on the cover, Brian, who lives in this apartment complex with his brother, I believe. And there's this little, I don't know if you can see it on the cover over here, there's this little worm like monster that lives with these old people. And it lives in the bathtub, I guess, travels through the bathtub pipe, and ends up in Brian's part of the building. The old people are frantically searching for it. You don't really know why yet. You don't understand what it is yet. I don't even know if you see it yet. But you soon thereafter realize this worm creature attaches itself to Brian, and Brian starts to have these crazy visions. The whole movie is symbolic of a drug addict. So this thing on its back, this thing on Brian's back, which, doesn't really need much of an explanation, just like being, I guess, a junkie. This worm on his back, or on his neck in this instance, is putting this juice into his brain that's making him have these visions and euphoria. Meanwhile, it has to eat brains in like a symbiotic relationship, eat Brian's brains, but also eat other people's brains. So throughout the film, he's forcing Brian to go out and kill people. Brian's not doing the killing. He's letting Aylmer, Aylmer, I believe it is, Aylmer, the worm, kill people. So he's jumping on people and sucking their brains through their heads, or going through their mouths and sucking their brains out, or whatever the case may be. And the stronger he gets with the more brains he eats, and then the higher Brian gets. So it's, like I said, symbolic of a relationship with a junkie and his drugs. The movie pretty much stays on that path throughout the whole film. There is a excellent cameo from a character from Basket Case that really, just for me, I thought was very funny and hit home, even though it's 5 seconds. It was a great crossover there. Better than anything Marvel has ever done, especially if you ask Martin Scorsese, who I agree with on that. So throughout the film, Brian is getting more and more deteriorated, looking worse, acting worse, but needs to depend on Aylmer, who in turn must suck people's brains through their heads, or else he won't give Brian this, juice in his brain, which is making all these endorphins and visions happen. That's the gist of the movie. Brian starts to lose sanity. He starts to lose his relationships with his brother and his girlfriend, and he just starts kind of going out and acting wacky and being high. And it's a pretty good representation of someone, I'm sure we all know someone who over the years has lost themselves, sadly, to drugs. So I really like this movie. I think it's not as sleazy feeling, or grungy feeling, I guess I should say, as the original Basket Case. It does have one dirty, like really weird, perverse scene, but I didn't think it was that bad. It's not nearly as bad and gratuitous as Bad Biology, which I didn't like. And it kind of borders that sleazy yet funny Frankenhooker feeling. So if you like Basket Case, if you like Frankenhooker, I think you will like Brain Damage. I think it's a just interesting, fun little film. sleazy and weird, not something you'd want to watch probably in front of your parents, but you and your buddies will most likely enjoy it if you like out there kind of grungy movies. So check out Frank Henenlotter's Brain Damage. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. I would also recommend Frankenhooker. I would also recommend Basket Case 1, 2, and 3, even though the first one is the best. And if you like Brian Usna as well, check out his Society. That sort of has a similar feeling to it as well in terms of the creepy weirdness. So, yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to chime in and recommend this film. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.